I think I had another engineering snafu there on the opening scene. But anyway,
You
hello,
got it
sir.
done.
Got it done. It'll be like a little mini small blip in there. But hey, Ben Harbor, we are back. Welcome to another week of chat with the Chief. Today is April 3rd, 2025. I am Director Dan McGinnis with the City of Benton Harbor Public Safety Department. And this is Chief Greg Abrams of the
What up?
vaunted Benton Township Police Department. How
What
you
honor?
doing there, brother Chief?
I am doing all right there, my brother McGinnis. Hanging in there. Got some trucks being worked on right now. I hope to have in the upcoming days here in the next few days the rollout of my three F-150 pickup trucks. They look real nice. Right now they're in the garage having the Axon system installed. So yeah, I'm kind of excited about those.
So, Chief, you know what? While we're here, can we kind of jump in? I know that you are very, very humble and you don't like tooting your own horn. So I'm going to pull it out of you. So on the Benton Township side, again, I think when they made you the chief, that was the absolutely right and a great thing to do because you have a vision for your community. And I know since you've taken over, one of the things you, as I had to do myself, is to modernize our equipment and fleet, get everything up to speed. Because with a lot of police departments, we just kind of go along and just kind of is what it is.
Right.
Um, but you have been working diligently to make a lot of, I don't say improvements, but a lot of things in your department to make your guys and gals better, to make your service better, which means for us getting them in the right equipment, the right cars. And you just mentioned one thing. You just mentioned you got three new cars coming, but just kind of give us a rundown of some things that you have done or are in the process of doing or are working on for the betterment of your department, for the officers, and then ultimately this is for the community. Because if we have proper equipment, if we have good cars, if we got the state of the art, industry standard police equipment, then that makes us better cops. So
It
again, I
does.
know you don't want to pat yourself on the back, but talk about some things that you're doing there at Benton Township.
Well, you know what? I wish I had pulled out my little list because I kind of keep track of everything that I wanted to do and I'm going to do. Um, eh, the vehicles that we have right now it's a change. We usually drive the Tahoes or the Ford Explorers. Um, we did not have great success with the Chevy Tahoes. I have one that has an engine problem being replaced right now, and I think that's police-wide industry. Everyone's having issues with those Tahoes. So we're
Right.
trying the three F-150s because the vehicles we have are starting to be dated. The equipment is dated. So far since I've been here, I've upgraded all our department radios to handle the new simulcast signal that'll be coming from dispatch. I've upgraded our in-car radios as well because the stuff we had was over 20 years old. We've
Ooh.
updated our new fleet, our Axon fleet system, which does a much better job than the old system. And man, the list goes on. I have two officers in drone training class right now. Um,
Is that the
over in
class we're
St.
putting
Louis.
on?
Huh?
Is that the class we're putting on?
Yep.
Yep.
The drone training class is going well. I'm looking to purchase our first drone here in the next coming couple of weeks, and of course a practice drone because we don't want nobody tearing up the real one. They cost quite a bit of money, you know.
Yeah.
But the drone we have is going to be infrared, able to do night searches and things like that. And then as soon as that program is up and running, then my canine program is hopefully going to be launched here in the next couple of months as well. So you have a dog, I'll have a dog. We'll be able to swap out shifts when your dog's not available, mine will be available, and vice versa.
That is absolutely phenomenal, Chief. And also, we're going to be working on here in the future a TAC team for Benton Harbor, Benton Township, for us to kind of clear up some of these warrants. And I'm sure there's some other things. So let me ask you, Chief, why do you think that the officers having the right equipment is important for the safety of the residents.
Well,
And
number one, there's nothing worse than having a computer system in your vehicle that allows you to check complaints at a certain address and then not work. The Wi-Fi system crashes, um, or you have a traffic stop and you have to print off a ticket. The printer's not working. I mean, all these things are so frustrating when you're in the field, when you're trying to do your job and the equipment is failing you. So that means you have to work harder to do. It's going to take you 10 minutes to do a job that will normally take you 3 minutes to do. Okay, that's not being efficient,
right.
and I think our taxpayers want our departments to be efficient. And efficiency to me means better community service.
That's
What do you
it.
think about that?
Oh, I think you're right on point. I think, and brother Shaq, he's
Yeah,
got the
Chevy
funny.
man, I see.
Yeah, he's got the funnies this afternoon. So,
Well,
I
that's
think
okay.
he's a Ford. I think his truck is a.
A
I
Ford.
believe. Yeah, and if is it Ford Shaq? He has a really nice truck too. A very nice truck.
Ah, okay.
So,
Well, you tell him
um,
them Tahoes ain't nothing but a bunch of junk, and they've been failing us ever since we've gotten them. They've been in the shop more than they've been out.
we've had issues with him too. Also,
Yeah,
unfortunately, we need to probably get him back made in the U.S. So,
yeah.
well, that's great. So, Chief, let me ask you. So for a long time, I guess I just got to kind of say it. Township has really been kind of looked at as been kind of vanilla, for people that have dealt with the department. I know myself years ago, my car was broken into, ironically, by Radio Greg, who I subsequently caught when I became a cop. So, but it just like it's just kind of like the warm and friendly is not is what really has been the reputation of Benton Township. But you have a different vision and you have a love for the people. So, Chief, tell us what is your philosophy is, or what are you trying to accomplish with the department as far as obviously you're very transparent, um, but where do you want to see Benton Township go as far as the residents and the community and the relationship with police? And I know it's kind of like a big nebulous question, and I know we are doing what we do because we thought about all these things, but we don't actually verbalize them, at least to where people can understand what is the mission of Chief Abrams and the new Benton Township Police Department.
Well, I'm going to give you an example of an incident that happened that would pretty much give you that answer. So we had an officer that responded to an elderly lady's house. She was hearing noises in her basement. So my officer gets there because she lives by herself and finds out that a water pipe had burst in her basement and it was flooding her basement.
Mm,
So of course, she's panicky. She lives alone. She's older. There's a lot of things she can't do. And what happened was the officer, he didn't just go in and say, "Well, ma'am, you got a water problem. I am sorry. You need to call a plumber." This officer went in, Officer Geisler, as a matter of fact. He went in, he located the water shutoff valve, went in the water, got wet, shut the water off, helped the elderly lady take the rugs out of the from the basement. I think it was some of the bathroom that got wet, so they can start drying out. Helped her assist with the shop vac to help get some of the water out of the basement and bathroom, and as well as stay with her until she found a reputable plumber to be able to come in and do some emergency work. That's what Benton Township is all about. That's what I'm pushing for from every officer, not just to go there for the complaint, but be there to meet the need. Community orientation with or collaboration with my community and with my township officers. I employ my township officers when you go to a complaint, establish a relationship instead of just taking a call. I get it. This a lot of times that's not going to happen. but I feel that we'll be more approachable as police officers in our community if we begin to establish those relationships that doesn't call, for a complaint to be taken. And they're doing that. When you pull somebody over, it doesn't have to be a ticket. Talk to them about the problem that needs to be dealt with and get it fixed. If you need some assistance, let us know. We point you in the right direction. And a lot of people don't know that these things exist where you can say, "Hey, I know who can help you with this." You know, I'll send that message, or this is the number. It's a 360 circle, man, and the support that we want to give the community is at the top of the list for Benton Township Police Department.
You get me excited.
I'm hoping that that scenario I just gave you kind of explains what we want to do as a department.
I think that 100% absolutely explains it. Because again, in years past, and I think we can both be honest. I can be honest because I'm on this side, but years past, you have some officers that would just say, "This is not a police issue, ma'am," and off you go.
And off you go.
And now you got an elderly woman who could very well lose her home because that water's going to keep going, and
Right.
it's all about the citizens. And I know in the city, we got people who have been in their homes 30, 40. I know a woman 60 years living on Columbus, 60 years.
60 years, long time.
So, I think we're the same, Chief, where we have a heart for single mothers and elderly. I think we probably agree on that.
Yep.
Heart for them. And that's why we try to get programs, like the senior neighbors that we've talked about. And really probably one show need to really push that, where we pop in and just check on some of our senior citizens. Because we believe, again, this is, I think, I speak for me and Chief Abrams, not every police contact has to be a problem.
That's
I
right.
want guys to stop by. I do it just to say hi. Um, Knock on people's doors, going to stores just to say hi. Whenever there's a new business in Ben Harbor, I always go to it, meet the new owners, give them my card. I try to I patronize everything that's in Ben Harbor, of course, minus the marijuana shops, but all the businesses I go and support and make sure that they know that they're supported. So that's what police work is. Police work is not always the rough and tumble, rough them up, chase them, arrest them. That's a part of it, obviously, and a lot of cops do it because of that. But also, mainly, if you new and understood cops, we do it because we care about people, and we don't have any problem going the extra mile because all we have a heart to help.
That's right.
So that's refreshing, and in order to be able to help them, we have to have the right equipment. So again, when we get to the point where we really talk about having that senior neighbors deal on kind of both sides of the line, that if we got a senior that needs to be connected with a service, maybe it needs to be Deals on Wheels, or maybe they got some issues with their health or vision, there are resources in Marion County that we should be able to link them up to. And that's not social services, that's police work.
That's right.
That's really more police work of that nature than going out and just trying to arrest people. So um, I do like the fact again that we are approachable. I think we're transparent. Um, so and it's good to hear you are, and you're more comfortable speaking out on Chat with the Chief. I know when you started, you didn't like the press conferences and the stuff we were doing.
No, sir. I did not. It's still a struggle, but I know it has to. You told me. You said, "Yep, it is," but you still got to do it. So, so I'm like, okay, I still got to do it.
That's all right. So, okay. Well, I guess moving on. That's good news. Again, Chief, I think you should be commended for the job that you're doing. And I think Kathy Yates should be commended for bringing you on and her standing by her guns with the challenges that there were. That only told me that you were in a place that where God wanted you to be. So that is my position on that.
That I do believe. So, hey, what about your how's things going with the city and its cleanup? How's that going?
So, okay, we'll move on to our weekly updates. So, as people know, we have launched kind of Operation Beautify Ben Harbor which is kind of an extension of my old school Operation Mayberry, but we're trying to clean up the city. And actually, from last month until now, we have made 11 dumping arrests.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
So, yeah, we have caught and arrested 11 people. And again, that's just March up until today. So that's going well. Again, we're trying to clean up the city. Residents, please be patient with us. We know that there's dumping a lot of places, and we know that people are even still dumping. We didn't get here overnight. We won't get out of this overnight. However, we definitely want you to know that we are trying, and we have a special investigator in the code compliance department that his primary job is to track down these people and make those arrests, and he's done it. Many of you know who he is. I call him a bulldog. He's a guy that I would not want on my case because he will find the evidence and get it taken care of. So we're glad about that. Again, honestly, 11 arrests sounds pretty good, but it pales in comparison to the work that needs to be done in the city. So that is important. And again, be patient with us, and we want to hear from you. You call us up and say, "Hey, there's this red pickup truck that's dumping in the alley between 700 block of this and that." We're gonna come, and if we don't catch them in the act, good chance they might be gone. We're gonna still try and put that on our radar. So that's going very well. Also, Chief, honestly, I don't have a whole lot to report. Stolen vehicles. I'm sorry. Stolen vehicles. One,
Nice.
one. And that was back on the 22nd. I think it was stolen and recovered the same day, I believe. That's a huge drop down from us getting anywhere from 16 to 20 something a month when it was at its pinnacle when these kids were selling these cars. So that tells you, one, what we're doing is effective. We probably have the people or persons in jail when you see such a precipitous drop like that. So again, those are the type of things. Chief, both your department and my department, personnel wise, are short. But we said before, we don't make any excuses because just because we're short, the work still needs to be done. And I
Exactly.
have to commend my officers and I have to commend your officers for still doing the job. That really, again, we're probably short two per shift, two and a half per shift, and we're still getting it done. So that is huge. I've been watching and reporting on the stolen vehicles and the broken into vehicles for months now. As far as burglary to vehicles, there are only two of those, and those were kind of spread apart. So again, we believe that we've been effective in curtailing these break-ins and these stolen vehicles by, one, patrolling, good police work, and then actually when you catch them and get them off the street, it helps. Now that leads me into my next thing. The reason why, and Chief, I think you might can speak to this too, that when we have these quick successes. Oh, let me throw this one in too. Remember, I said last week I reported that we had an arson over on Washington Street. A guy came and set a car on fire, and there was a witness who immediately cooperated with the police when we got there. Told us what this person witnessed, gave us, I think, a description of the suspect. Short time later, we got him in custody. Again,
Mm,
arson cases are very difficult to prosecute. Got him in custody, and just found out yesterday that he's already pled to arson, fourth degree, and he's looking at 5 years.
wow.
That's amazing. One, that we got an
It
arson
is.
arrest, and two, that we got a conviction, and that it was that quick. But my point is this: even before that, remember about 2 weeks ago, I reported on there was a carjacking that happened.
Mhm.
Again, cooperative victim. We had witnesses. We're able to track the cars through our camera system, like we did this arson suspect. Got the car and the suspects in Kalamazoo, arrested all three of them. Was it two or three? Arrested all of them that were involved.
Okay.
Again, came from cooperation from the victim and the witnesses. If, and we've been saying this, I'm gonna keep saying it till my tongue fall out. It's more good people, it's more law-abiding citizens than it is people that break the law. if you see something, say something. If you report what you know, the police get the clues and the evidence to move forward to make an arrest and make it quickly. And that is very, very important for us to be able to show that when we get cooperation of people, that we can move very quickly. Because again, Ben Harbor, Ben Township are very good police departments. I would say the best in the county. It might be somebody else might argue otherwise, but I would definitely say, let me stop. That's a whole nother can of worms. Because I can prove,
right.
I can prove what we're saying.
We get the
Anyway,
point.
it's that cooperation. And look, the problem we've been plagued with for like the last 2 or 3 years with these stolen cars and broken in vehicles are almost down to nothing because the citizens are cooperating. So,
And not only that, they're being educated on what to do. You know,
yes,
we're educating them how to protect themselves. A few weeks ago, you went over, some ways not to make yourself a victim when you did the victimology, you know,
yes.
chat there. So, I mean, all these things play into having a better and safer community.
So we got Shaquille's got he's a big mental health person, and we got it's CHIEF Shaquille Turner. What about mental health for township? That's
We're working on that. He
okay.
sent me a picture of a nice, it was a Tahoe, something I'll never buy. I will get an expedition uh, instead of that Chevy Tahoe because it'll be left out there and our mental health people will be stranded. So, they on the way to a call can't even get there.
You're not
So,
liking the Tahoes, are you?
no, I'm not, man. They've caused me a lot of grief, man. I tell you. But yes, I am looking into that as well. I've actually been online trying to find a platform that I'm comfortable with using. That's easy to use that I can implement such a crisis team. And so, yeah, I'm not. You know, like you said, don't like you said, Dan. You keep telling me stop trying to reinvent the wheel. I'm not trying. So I've learned, that I need to, look into other templates from other departments to figure out what would be the best way to run my program because every department is different and how you approach things may work for another department but may not work for us. So I've been looking into things and I think I finally come up with something. I'm still in the infancy stages of it at this point, but yeah, it's coming because we really need it because we get a lot of um, mental health pickup orders, and it would be so nice just to have a friendly face in regular clothing instead of an officer with a weapon and a taser. It's just if you're going through a mental crisis, the last thing you want to see a lot of times is law enforcement because now you feel threatened because you're looked at as if you don't comply, then we're going to make you comply, and that's not the face we want to put on to the community when they're
Right.
suffering, from something.
So you got Shaquille again. He must be missing us. Since we have city equipment that can be used to clean up the landfills, what about city-owned lots? When will they get clean? I'm tired of looking at them. So I'm glad you asked that question. That's why I have it up here, Shaq. There's a couple things. It's kind of a two pronged thing. One, I'm gonna work backwards. One is having the public works staff to be able to do it and where to put the trash. And I know recently the landfill jacked the prices up on us like astronomically, more so than what we had budgeted for. But here is, and I want you to hear me, Shaq and Miss Pettigrew. Part of the problem, and I think maybe next week I might get Deputy Director Kaz on here. He can really speak to it more. And you've heard me talk about this. Part of the problem, and city, I want you to hear me on this, and please spread the word. Part of the problem is again when we're writing tickets and we're trying to take enforcement action on these properties that the courts are basically telling us we don't want to be bothered. I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically it. We are pulling our hair out because we have cases I think going back to September, that the court is simply not acting on. And they basically have told our city attorney, we're not really all that concerned with that. They don't like the fact that, like, say, our dumping tickets are misdemeanors. They would rather they be civil infractions so they can deal with them easier. But you can't dictate to us what our laws say. And if we send something over for, maybe a property a violation that we have tried to work with people, several notices, we're having trouble because the court is not allowing us to put teeth in our enforcement. This is what y'all need to know. So again, I don't make any excuses. What I want you to realize is we have gone out documentation and paperwork of the citations we have issued. They get to the court and we're in holding pattern. And our city attorney is frustrated. We're frustrated. And at this point, again, I've said this before, here is the Benton Harbor social justice that we should be taking up and standing on is fair and equitable treatment for the 49022 at that courthouse. That's what we need to be discussing. That should be our focus. Let's not just jump on police because that's what the liberally across the country randomly do. Our issue is unfair treatment over at the courthouse when the judges tell us that's not important to us. I'm gonna stop there, but that answers your question, Shaq. And you know me, I'm gonna tell it like it is.
There you go.
Here. All right, so this home rule city, you got that from one of our commissioners. Every city in the state of Michigan is. Doesn't really mean anything. We're also a home rule state. There's a home ruled office. Got a home rule family. But yeah, we still have to make sure that we get cooperation from our courts. Okay. Anyone else out there got any questions or comments? And Chief, you got an update too on your side. What you had this week?
I'm gonna go through my stats that occur from. I'm starting with. I know you give yours on a kind of a bi-weekly basis or weekly basis. So from my these are my January through March stats. So I'll just pick
Hey,
out
Francine.
the important ones. So we've had let me see, stolen vehicles, and we've had 59 reports of damage to property, which we call MDOPs. We've had 89 retail frauds from January to March. Um, we've had 76 warrant arrests from January to March, and we've had 18 weapon offense, and that doesn't the weapon offenses does not just include guns. It can be in any weapon at this point. Um, and as far as non-fatal shootings, um, we've only had one. Our B&Es are trending upward a little bit, and our intimidation and stalking. My goodness, I don't even understand this number here. I'm already at the halfway point from 23 and 24. Stop stalking folks. Stop intimidating them. Um, so really, that's pretty much where we at. We've had one robbery. I'm not sure if it's armed or unarmed. We've had so far, thank the Lord, zero homicides. And that brings me to the shooting that I spoke about last week at 777 Napier, where a gentleman was shot, and we had a time. It happened in the apartment complex where, there's like, 12, 13 buildings, and nobody come forth. Well, your team, director, and my team got together, and they caught the shooter the same day of our program. So
That's how we
now this
roll.
guy's behind bars. Um,
That's
Someone
how we
did
roll.
talk, and they gave some good information, and so another person off the street.
And that's fantastic. And I think I would rather have people who like to shoot guns at other people off the street than not saying nothing, and then we let them walk around, and then not only might they shoot at someone else, but of course the person that they shot at gonna retaliate with his crew against. It just goes back and forth, back and
Right.
forth. So we need to take back control of our streets, our neighborhoods, our families. So that's really kind of it. That is it, sir.
That is.
Doing a great job. Doing a great job. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting something. I don't think so. Quiet is good.
Uh, Quiet is good.
We need to enjoy it before the heat hit.
And I'm sure during that time we're gonna have more. Oh, you're not forgetting anything. Let me see if I can post something real quick here. You know, every now and then I have issues sharing the screen here, but I
Oh yeah.
let
Oh
me see
yeah.
here. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
So why are you doing that, Chief? Let me try to talk through. Um, we got to do a better job, Ben Harbor, of sharing the chat with the Chief. Actually, the thought didn't occur to me until last week to also post the recording on the Benton Township Facebook website. And okay, there it is.
Did it show up, Dan?
It's got add to screen. So let me see. Do it. So on earth.
Let me see here.
Uh,
Okay, technical difficulties.
no, it worked earlier.
It did. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know. Hold on. I think I know what to do here. Hold on. Share. Okay, how about
It's
still
showing.
nothing?
Trying to figure out. Here we go.
Did you find it?
Yep, there
There
we
we
go.
go. Thank you, sir. Okay, so if you take a look at this, this says the last hold down Aries Bash. It's being held at the old Howard Johnson's, April 5th from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Food and drinks, hookah, oh, music, country line dancing. Then if you don't mind, man, if we want to stop out there, just to see how things are going, because I'm gonna make sure my guys are out there making sure nobody's consuming anything in the parking lots and nothing at all. No drinking, no loitering, no smoking weed in the car. So this information has been disseminated to my officers already. So they'll be out in full force, hanging around with the Aries and talking over the good times and the bad times and finding out why they don't really get along with Scorpios and Scorpios don't get along with Tauruses. We're gonna do all that. Just friendly conversations.
And then let's step inside, Greg. See if we can learn how to line dance. I've always been interested in that.
Yeah, okay. I'll give you something that's like a line, but might have no dance to go along with it. Oh shucks.
And please don't think the after party is gonna spill over into the city, please, because we
Oh yeah.
still have
I'm already gonna
tickets
have
and toe shows.
New York Fried Chicken gonna be on lockdown as well because I know.
Uh-oh. Greg, I think I have.
And the Science Shop has already, let us know that hey, things are getting ready to start again. So, you know, please protect our properties, and that's what we do. We protect properties.
So we've been having some technical difficulties. Matter of fact, Shaq is right. He said it's the operator. He's correct.
Yeah, it
I've been
is.
We've been
To me,
bumbling and
it
stumbling today. So here is I love this one. That is from now on, Chief. You are Chief Honey.
Oh man, Chief Honey from the Pooh Bear, huh?
There is our sister, Mrs. Abrams. Praise the Lord. How are you doing? Well, she knows she's got a phenomenal husband. I think you also know you got a phenomenal wife. Very sweet, very wonderful person. So, and
Yes,
a
he is.
great couple. So, and thanks for supporting your husband as he sits here with me as we run our traps. So, great job, Chief Honey.
Thank you, sir.
And what I was saying also is we got to do a better job to share these, not just on Ben Harbor's Facebook page, but also yours. So, and
Right.
also we can put these out as podcasts because actually this software splits the audio and it's very, very clear. So we're going to do a better
Okay.
job of sharing those. And then, all right, so we're getting all lovey-dovey now. You want to get off? You go like, baby, don't be on there embarrassing me.
I am. Embarrassing me. I'm trying to stay, I'm trying to stay hoard up in this chair.
Mm. Oh, here's a good one. I like this one. The Petty Chiefs. Yeah, there we go. God bless. Everybody's got their opinion. Chief, you got anything else before we get out of here for this week?
I just hope everybody didn't get flooded basements and stay dry because it was terrible these last couple days.
It was, and I can't imagine the first grass cutting what that's going to look like because it was massive water.
Yeah, it was.
So okay, well, and if nothing else here. Till next week, Benton Harbor. It'll be same time, same channel. Again, we're going to do a better job of spreading these out and sharing these recordings on the township Facebook site also, so we can grow our audience and let the people of Benton Harbor, the 49022, know what we're doing. So until next week, you guys be blessed, and we will talk to you later.
See ya.